Hey guys, Monkey here, and welcome to tonight's late night review. Since most of these tend to take place at night, I'm gonna try and remember to call it that. But tonight's review, Jesus, I'm stuttering, hooray. Tonight's review is Legacy Blitzwing. This is a review I've been planning for a while to do, and yeah, with that being said, let's get into this. Blitzwing is, as you can see, based off of his G1 interpretation, with the entire tank dong and everything, Then, you can see his little head in there. I don't like that, but, you know, nothing's perfect. But, yeah, this is our Blitzwing. He is... Damn, what type of tank is he? One second. Alright, got our answer here, so let's move Blitzwing off to the side and bring this up. Blitzwing is Mitsubi? Okay, one second, I gotta... Yoink. Copy. Alright, because I suck at saying words, we are going to Google Translate. Because I'm stupid. Okay, let's paste.
Mitsubishi.
What?
Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi. So Blitzwing is a Mitsubishi. Oh my fucking god. Mitsubishi. Oh my god, okay. Whatever the hell that is. Type 47 assault tank. As you can see, that is not the real thing. Alright, lovely. Alright. Ooh, what the hell is that? That's cool looking. Alright, but yeah. With that out of the way, we can actually go back to the figure. Blitzwing is that type of tank. And now I just realized I have to look up what type of jet he is. So one second. Is G1 Blitzwing. Okay, got that ready for when we get to him. Alright, but yeah, with that being said, let's go into more of the design. I love how the tank barrel looks, first of all. And it's also a fully rotatable turret. And barrel can turn up. As you can see, it's slightly off-center, or not off-center, but crooked. Like it's slightly angling up. Which kind of bothers me a little bit, but not too much. So, like, I ignore it when I'm just fiddling around with it, but when I start looking closer, I realize it. And it's like, it doesn't really bother me too much, but it does bother me a little. The other thing that bothers me is the fact that he has thrusters on the back of his tank. Oh, in this little hole, but, I get why that hole's there. I'm not going to complain about that too much, Part of the whole transformation. Along with that, obviously we have the cockpit at the front. Stores a nose cone and everything. That looks a bit stupid. But yeah, the treads are pretty nice, so I do like how they look a lot. Pinned wheels, so he rolls pretty well, actually. Yeah. Oh, don't want him to fall off. But yeah. That being said, we're going to go into his weapons. Because we can. We're only going to go over the gauntlets, though, because they actually do something in his vehicle mode. The gauntlets have this slot right here, and this little tab right here. They can port onto the side, and this tab, and then there's a slot where this tab kind of slides into seamlessly, like so. Same thing for the other side. Just be careful not to break them. If you break them, who cares? These are kind of useless. Like, it looks decent, I guess, but... Oh, there that one goes. But it's pretty stupid. It's a waste of material, But yeah. With that being said, we're going to go into size comparisons. Well, actually, no, not yet. Still got a little bit more to go over. We have this detail at the front. Little lights and stuff. Some little notches here and here. We have some vents on the side, along with a lot of ports. One here, one here, one here. 3 on this side, 3 on this side, 1 on the top. Then none in the back. I mean, you can open the foot. Open the top one, angle this one down, and open up the top one. Bam, you got access to 2 more ports. So you have an access to a total of 9 ports if you do that with the feet, but if you don't do that with the feet, then you have an access to only 7 ports, which really isn't that bad, actually. That's still a lot of ports to use. For example, what I like to do is I like to plug the guns onto the side of the tank, like so. Grab those, then the tab on the sword, ports onto the top of the tank barrel, and then we just kind of plug the gauntlet things on the side, and bam, fully equipped, ready to cause chaos and destruction. We're gonna pull these off, and we're gonna go into size comparison for this mode. Then we're going to go into jet mode. So, actually, let's go into Legends class, or what would nowadays be called Core class. With our Legends class, Road Trap being our representation for Legends. Pull them off. Go into Deluxe class with some crap on his back window. It's mostly gone, but it's like there. Knockout. Actually rolls pretty well. That's good. But yeah, as you can see, that's how Knockout scales. Oh, I just knocked one of his guns off. Alright. Oh boy. Alright, got it. I hit his sword off too. Great. Oh, there that is. Perfect. Alrighty. Oh, and a heads up, 86 Optimus Prime will not be getting a review because that order's been canceled. I do not have the money for him right now. I did. Now I don't. So, yeah. Just a heads up there. I will be trying to reorder him after I sell my acoustic guitar. So, yeah, the usual. But yeah. Let's go back into size comparisons with Deluxe Class Scrapper. This is the knockoff of the 86 of the Combiner Wars Devastator. So we have a few. I have most of the set except for Mixmaster, but I'm only using 2 of them because Bone Crusher and Scavenger are practically the same mold, and Hook. I'm not going to transform Hook. But yeah, we got Scrapper and Long Haul. Long Haul actually... A second. There you go. I'm rolling much better. Long Haul is about the same size as Blitzwing, actually. No. Let's see. Or this knockoff of Long Haul is. I'll say, if you get the actual, or if you have the actual Devastator, he will scale so much larger. Alrighty. And then we get into our leader class. But since he's a Voyager class in size, I'm going to consider him as much. Springer. Or more accurately, 86 Springer. As you can see, that's how they scale. Grab them out. And finally, our proper leader class, scale-wise. Galvatron. No, that was not a good impression that time. Galvatron. No. Yeah, I'll work on it. But yes, this is our Galvatron comparison. Because when it comes to Decepticons, my only leader class scale to Decepticon would be Galvatron here. And as you can see, yeah, that's how he scales. Take him out, and now we will go into our jet mode conversion. But before we transform, we need to go over what type of jet he is. Blitzwing is a... Second. bring that a bit closer. Blitzwing is a MiG-25 fighter jet. And let's go into our images. If it want alright. And this is how he looks in the G1 cartoon. As you can tell, as you can see, very, very chunky. Chunky boy. And that's how his G1 figure looked like. You'll see that he is not going to look too much like that. So yeah, let's get into that. Transformation. Pull up this piece, grab the turret barrel, flip it in like so. Pull this out, bring it back, then grab the landing gear, pull that out, then bring this back out like so. That's how I do it. I'm not sure how the instructions do it because I do not have them out with me right now. But that's how I'm doing it. So yeah, then you grab the tank treads here from the front, bring that out. Bring that out and tab it into the side. Same thing for this side. Then flip the wing pieces in like so. Then you want to untab this entire section. Bring up the barrel or entire turret again. Bring this section out, then tab it in. Same thing for the other side. Tab it in. Then flip up these little silver wing or silver back wing bits. And bam. We're almost there already. Then you want to bring up, actually, no you don't. Then you want to come around, bring down this clear red piece. Then try and get the nose cone out. This is one of the harder parts for me to get out. But it's made out of this softer material, so you should be able to get it out easily, or at least a bit easier. So then you close that up. Then you grab the arms, untab them. Oh wait, actually yeah, let's just leave them untabbed for now. What you actually want to do is untab this entire section here for a little bit. Then untab the legs. Bring up the wing pieces like so. And then tab on the sides. Just like that. Flip up these little purple pieces. And there you go. If you ignore everything else down here, that's a good looking jet. But we can't. Because it's a triple changer and it's Blitzwing. So we're going to tab this. Oh my goodness, it is all starting to untab again. Okay. There we go, we got one side in. Got the other. Okay, we come around here. This tab's going to slide into that slot right there. Like so. Same thing for the other side. Tab that all back in. Grab that there. I think you bring this back, actually. Do you? No, that looks too ugly. I think you just leave it like that. Oh my god, look at him. Isn't Blitzwing's jet mode so damn beautiful? And one second, let's get our G1 model back in here for a moment. This is what we wanted. And this is what we got. What do you guys think? Because I think it looks beautiful. It just looks so lovely, doesn't it? It looks so good from the top. Then you get to the side. Then you compare it. This isn't supposed to be as thick, and this is supposed to be a bit thinner. That's not what happened here. Instead, we got this ugly thing. We got this really ugly thing here. But I love my ugly thing. Because I also just love Blitzwing. Now, how I store his weapons on this mode is I plug the guns onto his forearm bits. So the purple sections on the side of this jet mode. Like so. Then you could plug the sword in right here. Then close up the wing piece on it. So now you have the sword piece just kind of sticking out. And because the gauntlets are fucking useless in this mode, just throw them in the trash. Don't actually say this was apparently worth $10. I cannot wait to get that overcharge. He looks good. And I know it's just Blitzwing in better colors, but he looks good. And with that being said, let's go into size comparisons again. So, we'll start off with our legends once again. Road Trap. As you can see, not much has really changed size-wise. Still about the same, you know. Let's just plug Road Trap back into Battle Slash, and we'll transform that later. We've got Knockout. As you can see, nothing really changed in size. Scrapper. I like how he rolls. Long Haul. Definitely a bit smaller when it comes to width-wise, but that's just because they're wings. Wings are always going to be bigger. We got Springer. It's not going to transform him into his helicopter mode. I'll save that for his actual review. And then finally, Galvatron. And as you can see, Blitzwing's pretty small. But yeah. With that all being said, let's start transforming. First thing you want to do, obviously, remove the weapons. And before we actually get into the figure entirely, we got to talk about his gauntlets for a moment. Because what you want to do is pull this out, like so. There's a little tab right there that this little bit right here plugs into. And now you're just going to want to attach it to this port. It goes into that peg. Or this peg goes into that port. There you go. And bam, just like that. Same thing for the other side. And there we go. But yeah. 1 second, let's see. Can he hold his own sword? Now, how have I never tried this with his own weapons? No, he can't, of course not. Alright. So let's put those off to the side for now. And put his other weapons off to the side. And we are going to start transforming Blitzwing. So, from jet mode, we're going to start off with the legs. Flip up these purple pieces right here and here. Untab everything here. Extend the legs down and tab them in. Then split them. Before you do anything else with the legs, let's go down here to the underside and untab everything else here as well. This will make just moving everything around a bit easier. You also want to pull this part out, rotate the barrel, and then collapse it all down. Flip up the back wing pieces, like so. Same thing for the other side. Make sure this landing gear is flipped in. Go to the cockpit. If it wants to open up. Goodness. There we go. Get that open. Flip in the nose cone. Then flip all that around and out. Rotate the head. And then bring all that. But before you close it up, bring the arms up. Tab them in to the sides. Like so. And now you can close it all up. And I just realized we did almost everything for the torso. Back to the legs. Make sure everything here is tabbed in for the knees so nothing flies around. Make sure everything is nice and put together. Flip up the foots, or the foot thrusters for the heel and toes. Then flip around this silver wing piece like that. Same thing for the other side. And fold that all in. Then what you want to do is flip out the hand, bring this piece down, make sure this tan fold or flap is down, then rotate that in. Same thing for the other side, like so. Flip that up and in, and bring this around. And just like that, you got yourself Blitzwing. Before we go into him entirely, though, I'm going to go over my personal preference. And I know a lot of other people prefer this as well. I prefer to flip this in and just leave it on the side. It looks a lot better for his foot instead of this hunk of metal on the side. It's not as G1 accurate as you know, but I don't really care about accuracy. I just care if a figure looks good. And before I go into the rest of the guy, I'm going to start transforming the other figures. See y'all in a little bit. Alrighty, got the other guys transformed. Never mind, I just realized something. Okay, I actually have them all transformed now. I forgot to transform Springer. But, besides that, yeah, everyone's ready. So, let's just grab all of his weapons and stuff, put that all off to the side. Bring him a bit close. Boom, skadoosh. And bam, alrighty. So, we're gonna start with the biggest. Let's start biggest first, then we'll figure out how to place everyone on the table. So, our proper leader class. We got ourselves Galvatron. As you can see, he's massive. Alrighty. Now we have Voyager class with Tarn. Then we have leader class, but Voyager scale, Springer. His heels are being a bit weird. There you go. Then we have knockoff, long haul. Then we got knockoff. One second. I'm just gonna fold Scrapper's bucket down so he. Oh my god, his head just went in. Alrighty, then we got Scrapper. Then we have Knockout. And then finally we got Road Trap. And for the sake of convenience, let's plug that in, split those, get all that transformed. 1 second. Only reason why I'm not pausing the video is because this one's going to be quick. Because the Legends class figures back then had much simpler transformations. There you go. And Battle Trap. And just like that. Size comparison's all done. Gonna put all these guys back on my shelf after this video. And yeah. Now, it's just back to Blitzwing. Let's grab all of his weapons. Alrighty. So, let's go into design. Blitzwing. Sorry. I was going to say something. What was it? Oh, now I remember. Blitzwing has a very, very square head. Like, it is really square. Out of all the Transformers, besides Motormaster, because I think we all know Motormaster is the square. I mean, seriously, look at his head. He is just an absolute... He is a square. With our boy Blitzwing being a very close second. Because, I mean, look at that head. Besides the sculpt looking absolutely gorgeous, that is really square. Also, the head is painted really well. I know the base plastic is not yellow, because, I mean, just look at it. That is clearly paint. But it is really beautiful either way. And none of it's chipped. Mostly. Let's say on the underside, you can't really see it, but there's some chipped paint in there. The chest uses a bit of yellow. Since there's not too many coats of that on the chest, you can tell it's a bit greener, for lack of better words, compared to the head. It's off, color-wise, compared to the head. Then we go to the chest. We have these hunks of silver with red triangles. I love how that looks. The Decepticon logo looks amazing on this guy. Then, we go to the legs. We have these silver thigh pieces here, which are completely filled in, thanks to that leader budget, and I really don't mind. I did not mind paying leader class budget for beautifully filled in parts. I really don't mind that, actually. I hate that I spent $50 on these stupid ass gauntlets, though. That's what really bothers me there. I fucking hate that. Bit dramatic, you know. Definitely a little bit dramatic about that, but I mean, it is still very ridiculous to me. The shoulders, very square, you know, rectangular with little triangle-esque points. Then, you know, a lot of tan, then bits of purple here. The gunmetal, like very dark gunmetal gray on the shoulders. You know, a lot of tan, lots of purple. Then I go back to the midsection of the waist, painted silver. I do like how that looks a lot. Then the little vent-looking sections on his waist section. I do like how they actually made the crotch plates separate parts, you know, in segments. That looks really good. And also lets you see a lot more of that thigh detail, too. I really love how that looks. Say, like on the side, there's not much. You know, there's a little bit, and I do like that little bit. But then we go to the front, like, look at that. That is gorgeous. And it's like that on both sides. It's not asymmetrical. It's symmetrical. Is asymmetrical a word? I know asymmetry is a word. Either way, it looks really nice. And we go and we rotate it to the back. We have a lot of detail there too. Then on the inside of the thigh, we have more of this detail on the inside, which I do like a lot. And you shouldn't have to worry about the thigh paint here chip in too much, because like in my honeymoon phase of this guy, that's the phase I refer to when I like just got the figure and I'm really enjoying it. I did a lot of leg poses, you know, poses where he's like very dynamic. And that's another point. This guy poses like a dream. He is very dynamic, and I love that for him because he can just look gorgeous. You know, we put a sword in his hand, we put a blaster in this one. Like, as you guys can see, that is fucking beautiful. That might be our thumbnail pose, actually. That looks really good. Look at that. Then I'll straighten out the foot a little bit. Bam. You know, he can strike a really good pose. And all that, and with all that moving in the leg, the paint stays on really well. It is like really durable on there. And now we go down to the lower leg, with a lot of the jet detail being put into the leg. For example, the silver logos are on the plane's wings down here now. Both legs. You know, if we flip this out like we're supposed to, we can see more on the foot. I do like how that looks a lot. Then obviously the wing detail. You know, if you flip that in, you can see more detail on the inside of the wing, which I do also like a lot. And now we go to the backpack. Luckily, these heels are actually really good, so you know, he doesn't fall over. I'll see, one second. Let's straighten the legs up. As you can see, he stays up. Now, if you violently shake it, he will fall, but like, he's not falling over if you actually bump your table or if you wiggle it a little. Okay, I guess he is. But as you guys saw earlier, if you just like wiggle it a little bit or if you bump it a little bit by accident, he shouldn't fall over, which is really good. Because of how massive his backpack is as well, which is probably why they designed the heels like that. Because they can really hold their weight. Just look at that backpack. That's a big backpack. And you guys know it. Oh, but yeah. Go to the back. We got our Decepticon logo. All this detail on the back. And yeah. Oh yeah, and the little purple wings on the sides too. I like that a lot. We've already briefly mentioned the accessories. You know, we go over the sword. We have this silver paint, which, as you can see, is already chipping away. To be fair, I've had this guy since January 2023, around my birthday, because, you know, my birthday's in January, so, yeah. You know, that's nice. Already starting to chip. The guns are exactly the same as each other. I do really like how they look, though. I do love how it looks. It's really nice. Boom. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing something now. Alright, and now we go into the gauntlets. I hate the gauntlets. They're a waste of money. But we still have to go over them. So yeah. The gauntlets have this little cutout right here that's meant to go over a little bit of plastic here that sticks up with this flat piece. And this little tab inside here is supposed to go into the fist. So we're going to try and get that in. They made the port too short for this to actually function as it's supposed to. As you can see, it just doesn't want to work. Oh, wait a minute. Now I remember, actually. I remember how it's supposed to work, actually. Never mind. You make the fist or the hand like this. Then you plug it onto the side. Like I said, it's so useless that I'm starting to forget how it works already. Yeah, there you go. You plug it onto the side of his hand. There you go. Now it's sticking on. No, it's not. These are useless. I don't know why they included them. It's just useless. I would not have minded if this guy was just 40 or, you know, I wouldn't have minded if he was 40. One leader class figure that wasn't leader class price, I would have gladly paid that, and everyone knows I would have. But, you know, you get what you get. And that, with all that being said, we can finally go into my favorite part. The articulation. Heads on a ball joint, so, you know, full 360 swivel. Head can look up that far. Head can look down that far. Head's on a tilt. And there's a hinge in the head, too, so it can already look that far up without using the ball joint, because that hinge. But you can also try and mix the two a little bit to make it look a bit more dynamic, which is still cool. The shoulders go out about that far, but if you untab them, they can go up that far. You can move this piece forward, and shoulders can go out that far, or forward that far, then straighten that out that far. There's a bicep swivel, full 360, because it's a double mushroom peg. Elbows bend just slightly past 90, just like barely. There's a wrist swivel, full 360, because it's on a mushroom peg, and the wrist can go in a little bit like that. There's a whole waist swivel. The legs can only go back that far, so I guess not too dynamic for the figure, but, you know, still dynamic enough. And it's because there's this little, like, just hunk of plastic here for the jet mode, I believe. Wait, no, this is on top of the jet. Okay, this is just kind of useless then. We have these crotch plates that move up to allow the leg up that far. Legs can go out that far. And then they can go out that far like that. But then if you make it and try to make it go out that far when the foot's facing towards you, it doesn't do that. But when the foot's facing upward, it can go up that far. There's a thigh swivel. There's a knee bend that definitely goes past 90. And then there's an ankle pivot that works like a dream. And obviously the toes can move too, as you can see. And with that being said, that concludes today's video. If you guys enjoyed, like the video and share it. And thank you all for your time. It really does mean a lot. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.